A shitty flight to Barcelona. Now that's an expensive pizza ball. And no weddings and a funeral. On today's episode of 1, 2, 3 Jokes!
Welcome everybody to 1, 2, 3 Jokes, the competitive comedy podcast where we'll take 3 stories from the news, write 3 jokes about each story, and decide who's written the funniest jokes. My name is Jeremy Martinez.
My name is Ricardo Leon.
I am Bob Timmons.
I'm Carly Kastner.
And I'm Adam Daley.
And I'm Vanessa Flores.
All right.
Oh.
Adam Daley. You interrupted our producer, Vanessa Flores, but that's okay.
I try
This is only your third time here.
Yeah, he's just a kid. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah, little baby. Go, gaga.
That's right. We got the famous adult-sized baby, Adam Daley.
We got man, baby, Adam Daley.
Wait, Adam, last time you were on the show, I wasn't here, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, I timed it so you weren't,
Yeah, no, that's what our guests normally do. But I was feeling guilty when you said that because I thought, wait, do I not remember this guy? Like, what is this?
He did introduce himself to you when you got here.
No, I know, but I didn't know if he was just being nice or maybe he doesn't remember me. This is like a mutual misremembering.
Carly, please. Adam, you are our guest. It's been a while. How have you been?
I've been good. I just took a free week vacation to get engaged and see my family in Italy.
But nothing of note happened, right?
No, not really. No, just a massive flight accident and 2 engagements. So,
Boring.
Two engagements.
I don't know about a
flight disaster.
a massive flight accident. Might be overhyping it a little
The
bit.
news.
It was on the
It
news.
was definitely in the news.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us what happened.
Okay,
Yeah, how did you get engaged to a tragic flight?
I got engaged for tragic flight. So first off, I'll do the flight out of the way because it's not nearly as funny.
Okay.
But we're flying from Malpensa Airport in Italy all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. And about an hour before we landed, we experienced what they're referred to as severe turbulence, which I can only describe as Godzilla took the plane and shook the fucking shit out of us.
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
A minute and a half. And
It only lasted a minute and a half.
it was only like a minute and a half, but
Okay.
it was enough time for like 8 flight attendants got severe spinal injuries. And there were 3 passengers who hit their heads in the back of the flight. And so like I am known it's our company, Southwest Scenic Group, that like I have tremendous flight anxiety. Right. So before I get in a plane, it's like a Dramamine and a Klonopin.
Wow.
And like I'm like fucking zooted out of my mind. I'm like Weekend at Bernie's, like it's a whole thing.
Wow.
Like Lexi just guide me, my fiance, Lexi just guide me around, making sure I don't, crash into things and, whatever. The when the plane shook like that, everyone was screaming for their life. And I was sitting there like, oh, this is how I die. And I was I was not upset that like I was going to die just then. I was upset that my death was going to be so uncomfortable. So like
Even with
I didn't want to be
Klonopin?
nauseous. All the Klonopin, I'm high out of my mind. Like I was just nauseous.
Because they advertise Klonopin makes your death more comfortable.
Makes your death more comfortable.
Were people throwing up?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. I threw up for the next 4 hours straight.
And-
I was so emaciated. When I came back to work like 2 days later, everyone's like, you look so pale. And it's like, I got tan in Italy. I'm still recovering
Yeah.
from the incident.
So you threw up your tan.
I threw up my tan. All the color left my
So
system.
did the airline like apologize? I mean, I guess it's not the airline's fault, but
It's
Yeah,
not
but-
the airline's fault.
It's Godzilla's fault.
It's Godzilla's
And Godzilla
fault.
can only do this for a minute.
Yeah. He hasn't been
I
hitting
don't
no
know.
shake.
I've seen Godzilla do this for a while longer.
Yeah.
Got to go to the right website.
Yeah, have you seen Godzilla versus King Kong?
It's shake. Yeah. That was a meat beater for sure.
They jerk each other off.
Wait, there's a non-porn version?
Well, the one that I watched was called Severe Turbulence.
The one I saw was about nude beasts slamming into each other.
And it only took me maybe a minute and a half. So.
Yeah. Versus.
We had to
No,
end
it's all
jokes.
good.
Wait, story.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, this was like-
isn't funny.
Delta took care of us. They're actually so Lexi unfortunately needed some therapy for it because she got a little freaked out by the flight.
Oh my God.
So they're paying for her therapy.
Wow. Wow.
And they refunded our round trip tickets to Italy.
Wow, worth it.
I know. I only had to be mildly traumatized. And I'm
and now you get another vacation.
No, it's great. They paid for us to get a hotel for a night, and then we got Taco Bell delivered to the apartment, which, like, I don't know if you noticed, but if you survive, like, an incident like that, where, like, you almost die or you feel like you almost die, whatever you eat after is, like, legendary.
Oh.
And
Really?
the Taco Bell was, like, bruh.
Oh, really?
It was so
That does sound like
good.
the best Taco Bell ever.
Yeah.
But before
And then
that,
immediately afterwards, you were like, life is too short. Lexi, will you marry me?
I asked Lexi to marry me 2 weeks prior.
Oh,
So
no,
it was,
not as
it
cute.
was a-
But.
so
Right.
we,
And also, they had just had Taco Bell, so
there was no
post
recovering.
proposal sex is what you want.
No recovering. We did 1 week in Philadelphia, which is where Lexi's from, where family lives, and then we did 2 weeks in Italy, where my family lives. And the first week in Philly, we had set ground rules, so we had the rings on us the entire time.
Only 12 rounds of boxing.
What was your safe word?
The safe word was always mango. Lexi's allergic, so easy to remember.
I feel like that's like an accidental death waiting to happen.
Don't talk about that. So the ground rules were that once we land in Italy, it's anyone's game. You can propose to get off the fucking airplane. You think it's the right moment, like you can.
Oh, interesting.
Let me specify for the listeners, because you did mention this before the show. Both he and his, at the time, girlfriend were planning on proposing to each other, and you're both aware that each of you has a ring.
Yes.
Okay.
It made the vacation a lot more interesting. I'll say that.
Okay.
It was tense the whole time. I'm like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen?
Yeah.
It's like spy versus spy.
Yeah.
So she takes me.
It's like a bigger ring each time.
2 days in our vacation, she takes me to a Jersey Shore where she used to spend all of her summers with her grandpa. Lovely time walking the beach. I've never been to Jersey.
Her grandpa, this situation.
Yes. So I've never been to Jersey Shore. I've never been to an East Coast beach. I had no idea that like people bring like fucking umbrellas and towels, and they have these carts that like get the sand out of all their shit. And it's like such a different beach experience in California where you like bring a beer and a cigarette and that's like your fucking day. Right. So East Coast was weird right out of that. But then we're walking along the beach. It's packed to the gills. And we keep going. And then she's like, I have to tie my shoe. And I'm like, you're wearing fucking flip-flops. And
Smacked her right in the mouth.
then she told me something very sweet about how important this beach was to her and how lovely it was. And then she asked me to marry her. And I said, yeah, that's great. I will, but you didn't bring the rings. The rings are at home. And she's like, psych. And she had a necklace on her the whole time that the ring was attached to.
Oh, she made you look stupid.
Absolutely. So my response
Get
was,
used to it, honey.
I said, yes, I'll marry you, you asshole. Because she broke the ground rules.
Yeah, so you're starting a marriage based on a lie and a deception?
I know. I'm
I
glad
don't
you're on
know
my
about
side.
this.
Glad you're on my side.
The first lie they
It's good that you called her name.
I know.
This
Very
Set that
sweet.
precedent.
I know.
Then when you went to Italy, did you do a separate proposal
Yes.
for her?
Yes. So we were in the ancient city of Matera. It was featured in the last James Bond film, No Time to Die. It's like just beautiful, literally 12,000-year-old city, cave people kind of shit. And
Oh, there were cave people there?
yeah, literally like 50 years ago. They only moved the cave people out of this city of Matera 50 years ago.
Wow.
So it's brand new, like as far as modern development goes.
Gentrification.
Yeah.
Fuck out, right? So we did this hike to the other side of this like mountain that overlooked the city, and then I was like, I'm gonna take an extra epic video of this vista, and then I fucking got on a knee and asked her to marry me, and I didn't know what to say, so I just, will you marry me?
And she was like, yeah, asshole, I will.
Yes, basically, and then I gave her a big hug, and I swung her around in a circle, and then she got really nauseous, and she threw up.
No way!
And then, and then we had to hike all the way back to the other side of the mountain, and I sweat more than I sweat my entire life. And when I took my shirt off later that day, I threw it on the ground. I threw my shirt on the ground, and it splattered like a mop.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Wow.
Sounds super sexy and romantic.
Yes, we try to be. We try to be.
Well, on that note,
Speaking of vomit,
Round one.
we'll let all the listeners know that Vanessa and I are now engaged as well. Yeah.
We assure you, listeners, that we also don't like inter-caste relationships. We're not against it as a whole.
So
We are against it. We are against it. We're gonna accept this one.
we're still trying to figure it out.
yeah.
Jeremiah and I are now engaged, just not to each other.
Not yet.
We're engaged. Not to each other, but
But we still kiss.
Ain't nothing wrong with kissing, right?
Mango.
Mango.
Okay, so very exciting news. 2 engagements, 1 cup.
Whoa, when are the big days?
Oh,
Just
not
got
fucking
engaged.
clue.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know
Put
yet.
that off for a while.
Yeah, you don't have to pick. You don't have to
Okay,
decide.
so
right
you
away.
guys
Okay.
like talk about getting married, and
Yeah.
then you're like, okay, we're going to, and then you just put it away.
That's
then you-
normal, Ricky.
Yes.
It's
Super
so
normal.
weird.
You put it away.
Super normal. It's not
It's
normal.
been a week.
It's very normal.
Like,
Yeah.
You guys have already spent
Very
this time
normal.
talking about deciding to get married.
The point
Then
is
why not just go figure out when you're going to do
because
that?
when you propose, you're not like, would you marry me on December 25th?
Christmas? Who would marry on
Because you're
Christmas?
making the decision to get married, and then you need a little
And then
bit
you're
of time
like,
to.
dibs.
It's stressful to plan a wedding. You know, there's no rush, you guys. There's no rush.
Okay, who would know better? You being married or Rick being single and being obnoxious about the married people?
Probably Rick.
Yeah,
He
I'll take
seems like he's an expert on wedding planning.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to everyone
Thank you.
Thank you.
and their love. But I am dying to talk about diarrhea.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, perfect, because I have just the story for you. Let's get into round 1.
Carly's going to tell her proposal story.
I swallowed the ring, but everything worked out in the end.
All right. Delta flight makes a U-turn over diarrhea incident. I'm wondering if you think this
If you look
is...
out to the left of the cabin, you'll see the diarrhea.
We are now passing over.
I'm wondering, after we hear this story, if you could answer which flight you'd rather be on.
Oh.
Okay?
I'll do my best.
A Delta flight from Atlanta to Barcelona was forced to turn around because of what the pilot says was a biohazard issue after a passenger had diarrhea on board.
We got shit sloshing around back there.
So gross. Flight 194 was 2 hours into its journey when the pilot reportedly asked to head back. We've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane. So they want us to come back to Atlanta, says the audio recording, allegedly from air traffic control. The plane was...
Flight driven by Carly's inversion of Barack Obama.
Barack was flying the plane that day, you guys. The plane was cleaned and flew to Barcelona the next day. In a statement, Delta confirmed there had been a, quote, medical issue on board, which meant the plane had to return to Atlanta to be cleaned. Our teams worked as quickly and safely as possible to thoroughly clean the airplane and get our customers to their final destination. We sincerely apologize to our customers for the delay and inconvenience to their travel plans, said a Delta spokesperson.
All right, Adam Daley, our guest. Would you like to go first or last?
I'll go first.
Okay, but Adam, which flight would you rather be on? Diarrhea
Christ.
or turbulence?
I'd take the diarrhea.
Wow.
Diarrhea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam Daley, I take the diarrhea. Quote.
Instead of no shit, yes shit, I guess. Yes, so my first joke, I noticed that Jeremy here had misspelled diarrhea in the story. So I added a few extra letters in there to really make it look worse. than it did
Okay, I thought
before.
it was.
Oh, really?
I just kept adding different
I just
letters to
thought,
it.
wow, there's a whole lot more ways to spell diarrhea than we did.
There is, and I didn't type that out. I copied and pasted from the article. They
Can I say how
originally
it's spelled?
It's because
Typoed.
that's the UK spelling.
The UK spells diarrhea with 3 R's.
No, but they spell, you remove that one R and then it's the spell.
With an O. It had an O in
It's
it.
spelled-
Diarrhea.
So Jeremy, I noticed this and I was like, ooh, do I make fun of it or no? And it's DIARRRHOUEA.
That's when it's a severe case.
That's what That's what I call an extra large vowel movement. That's my joke.
Was that your joke?
Oh, boy. Wow. When you're in an aisle seat and you...
I knew it.
Oh, my God. What's happening? Oh. I think I just shit myself. Diarrhea. Diarrhea.
When you're on your way to Spain and your bowels start to drain, when you're flying from Atlanta and liquid fills up your Panta. That doesn't sound as good when I said that. When your shitbook starts a babbling while you're walking around the cabin. Don't you worry, don't you worry, fret and frown when the diagnosis is brown. Don't you fret and frown and worry when they're hosing down your slurry. Don't you grab your tissue when you got a toilet issue. Let the aisle pile make you smile for a while. Because when you're flying Delta, there ain't nothing we ain't smelta. We won't judge your defeated buns when you got yourself the runs. Because every time we turn, it's more miles you will earn. We will just point the plane's nose to the place we keep the hose. Because we know how it goes. We're Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
I feel like that could have been put to the Poor Unfortunate Soul music. Like, perfectly.
Oh, we'll have to do it in post.
I will say that it's really easy to tell when Rick is inspired.
Best work he's ever done.
That's very good.
If only this guy would have stopped by the duty-free shop before he I would have avoided the whole issue.
It said in the story that the plane was going to Barcelona, which is exactly what he went to go do in a bathroom where he barfed alone.
Barcelona.
I thought they pronounced it weird.
Yeah.
It's not Barcelona, it's Barcelona.
Barcelona.
We pronounce things as gross things that people do.
It's very sad. A very successful guerrilla marketing campaign for Airport Panera got the runs on the runway from Airport Chipotle. Could have had Panera.
We're a Delta. You got diarrhea and it shows.
Let's see. Man, we got such a great deal on this flight. I can't believe it's pretty crazy. Oh, Delta, you bastard.
Delta knew in advance that they were gonna.
Yeah, they planned it.
They cleaned it, and then they were like, back to flying.
Oh,
I
okay.
see. You're making
Oh,
fun
the
of
next
the
flight.
next flight.
Yes.
I gotcha.
They didn't just put a tarp over the diarrhea.
Yeah.
They did like in the movie Big Daddy. They just put some newspapers on top. The in-flight magazine.
No one's ever watched that.
Before we started recording, these motherfuckers said they never watched Teen Witch either.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can't. Everyone's seen Teen Witch.
Talk about snakes on a plane.
Why are you doing that as if there's
okay?
like lots
I'm
of
having a
different
Yeah.
innuendos?
Chocolate milkshakes on a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing. What are the snakes?
Like a
Poop
turtle.
Like a poop.
There's
Okay.
diarrhea, so yeah, I got
Yeah. All right.
Anaconda from those buns, hon.
Now, this is why you're only limited to 2 ounces of diarrhea, people.
Yeah, but they can get a whole Ziploc bag.
Yeah, you get all.
You can check a whole bag, but you can't bring on board.
Just wait till we get through security, and then we can get some diarrhea.
At Chipotle.
Listen, I always say it's ridiculous that I can carry a ton of liquids in my body, but in a fucking bottle, they won't let.
I carry like 70% of my body in liquid.
Yeah.
This new diarrhea trend is going viral. My apologies. This new virus is causing a diarrhea trend.
Look at that. Fucking chemtrails, man. Wait, what color are chemtrails again? And I think that'll do it for the jokes in round one.
That was awesome.
All right, so Vanessa, our producer, she's also doubling as the judge for this episode. So Vanessa, what did you think?
I thought it was a great round and stalling. And so for Adam, your vowel movement was very clever. That was a really good start.
What your doctor said.
You had a very healthy vowel movement. Good job. And then, so that was a 3. Barcelona, that I just love silly. So that's 3. And then snakes kind of grossed me out. So that was a 2.
Oh, just kind of.
Oh.
It did. Ugh. And then, so that's an 8. And then Jeremiah, your Pepto-Bismol song was really funny, and I loved it. It was 4. Chipotle, not Panera, or Panera, not Chipotle.
That's right.
Was
Gotta be very careful there.
I liked it. That was a 3. The 2 ounce diarrhea was pretty hilarious. So that's a 3. But the Pepto was like, that was a nice surprise. And then, oh my God, Ricky, your Pepto-Bismol song. I was like, okay, songs are always
Oh, you call it Pepto-Bismol, the diarrhea song.
the diarrhea song.
Yeah.
When you're done,
right.
and you're
It's diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol?
Oh, I guess
I
not.
didn't know that. I thought
no,
it was just
it's
a thing that
I think it's just a thing.
I think Pepto adopted that.
Oh,
Really? Okay.
So-
my mistake. So the diarrhea song. Your rendition was the lyrics and then the
It
length.
just like flowed nonstop.
There was so much thought into it.
It was the most vibrant version of the diarrhea song I think I've heard.
A good running gag.
Yeah. Yeah, we all ran and gagged.
Yeah, it just was fantastic. So that was a 5. Delta diarrhea was a 3. And then when you like the play on words with viral and diarrhea and vice versa, that was very clever. So that was 11. That was 3 points. Okay, I'm just excited. So Bob, I had an edible. So your duty-free joke made me giggle. So that's a 3. Sniffing the cabin and being pissed at Delta. That was a 3. And then Kevin Cottrell's was hilarious. So that was a 4. Okay, so everybody
Everybody gets points.
Everybody gets points.
Yay!
Adam gets 8, Jeremiah gets 10, Ricky gets 11, and Bob gets 10.
All
Oh,
right.
all right. So pretty close game still going into round 2.
Yeah, that was hard.
Cha cha cha.
The outrageous ripoffs targeting tourists in Italy. The summer of 2023 will go down as one of the priciest in history after a slew of price gouging scandals at cafes and restaurants that have affected foreign tourists and Italians alike. Take the couple charged €2 or $2.20 to cut their ham sandwich in half. Or the young mother charged €2 to have her baby's bottle heated in a microwave. Tourists were also charged €2 for an extra empty plate in northern Italy and 10 cents for a sprinkle of cocoa on a cappuccino at a coffee bar. Italian cafes rarely use cocoa on cappuccinos, hence why they justified the charge.
Right. It's just the stupid shit that people complain. Like, can you do that? And they're just like, fuck you, Americans. We just, like, everywhere else, they just give you the food and you eat it.
Sure. One of the worst offenders.
You're offended because that's your shit.
Yeah, I go into an Italian cafe and I'm like, can I get the peach of cocoa? One of the worst offenders.
Yeah, they are definitely offended. They're like, $5 to listen to that stupid accent.
Yeah, I do that.
She asked me to peach or coke.
It cost me €2. One of the worst offenders are beachfront establishments, which rent sunbeds and umbrellas, where a daily rental for 2 sunbeds and 1 umbrella during the week starts around €150 or $163 a day.
Ooh, mamma mia. Jeremy, would you like to go first?
Yeah. Vanessa and I went to an Italian cafe in Milan, and it cost us $80, and we had to let the waiters make out with us.
I feel like that's the French one. Not to poke holes in our jokes.
Yeah.
So they were just other tourists?
So they were French tourists in Italy? What is?
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that'll be $10.
That's pretty cheap for a moon in your eye. What an experience.
I heard this place has a carbonara to die in debt for.
The cell service was pretty bad in Italy, actually. I paid for expensive internet, but in the north it worked great. But when I went to the south, all I could get was Roman.
Roman roaming.
Roman.
I get it. That's cute. That's cute.
I get it.
Yeah, me too.
They charge $100 to rent beach umbrellas, but luckily in Italy, they have a body hair discount. The more chest hair you have, the lower the rate.
Really struggling with these Italy jokes.
Don't know much about Italy, except French people and chest hair.
You have so many Italian coworkers.
He doesn't see their chest hair.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just
Why
their
did
French. On top of spaghetti, all covered in cheese. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. And that thing was $30, so that cold better not be the only thing you catch today, Sniffles. I'm serious, Sneezy is rolling out the door.
We're going to take a little turn because I had some similar jokes. It really is getting out of hand. Now they'll charge you if you admire the architecture.
You're not too far off from what it was like. So Lexi and I kind of got ripped off when we went to Italy a couple times. Scams kind of were everywhere. So we went to this aviary to see a bunch of birds. Lexi's a birder. She loves her birds.
A birder?
And
She likes birds.
it ended up being it was smaller than this room. It was just teeny tiny, and there were just little birds in there, and they were just running around doing their little cheap thing, right? And
Cheap ass bitches.
one of we get to the end of it, and I was like, Lexi, these are just sparrows. They're just fucking sparrows. We have sparrows at home. And she's like, no. These are different sparrows.
Yeah.
In America, sparrows go cheap. In Italy, they go cheap.
Quite the long flight to that destination.
Quite a bit of turbulence.
Yeah. It actually, my back hurts after.
I was really thinking you were going to go somewhere with like the word cheap because they were ripping people off.
Cheap.
I think
Eh.
that was all improvised. I think he looked at his phone and he didn't have a third joke. He's like,
That's amore.
so we went to aviary.
Because looked around, there's a there is a sparrow in the studio. He's like, because a sparrow.
Yeah.
And
And you know what's
a treasure chest.
And I said to my fiance.
We did a gondola ride in Venice, and they charge per song and per row now. Well, I wouldn't do it. We just floated there in silence. It was lovely.
That's amore.
That's
And that's Italy on a budget.
And you can too.
And that's a budget.
Charging for the extra creature comforts American tourists demand isn't new. The so-called Karen tax saved Greece from another financial crisis this year.
So if you go to the Trevi Fountain, just be aware that they no longer allow coin throwing. It's 20 euros and above that.
Just to throw the coin, they charge you 20.
Yeah.
So you guys, the story talked about the beach stuff, renting a beach towel and getting like an umbrella for the day. That stuff's awesome because you don't have to bring your shit to the beach. It's like in California where you just bring a beer and a cigarette, like that's what you do there. So we ended up paying for one of those, and it was crazy because there was like this Asian guy that like came with the facility and like would give you massages, and he didn't fucking speak Italian or English, and I was like, cool, this is fun. This is a cool thing. But, we ended up getting out pretty, modestly. They didn't charge us a lot because we came at the end of the day. So it was pretty cheaper.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be sick.
A lot of shag on
I'm going to be sick.
That's what happens when you guys take all of my jokes.
Just do whatever.
Yeah.
You might deliver it
So
better,
it's-
and then it's more
That's a risk.
actual
I'll
points.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, take another crack at it. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for the jokes in round 2. So, Judge Vanessa,
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So,
good sign.
Adam, you had such a strong start. What happened? So, Roman internet was good. It was a 2.5. And then Cheapa first time was a 2.5.
Yeah.
And then Cheapa second time,
She's fair.
I'm going with the 1. That one hurt me to hear.
That's what I wanted.
And Jeremiah, charged to make out. That was a 1.5.
With the French.
Beach brella, hairy chest. That was a 2. And then, when you teased Adam and said, "God, that was a long flight to your joke," that got you a point.
All right.
That bumped you up,
I love when people are mean.
but in a clever way. And then when Bob said, again, how you're teasing Adam, you're like, making up the joke on the spot. That got you a point, Bob. And then
I think you got her number. Absolutely. She loves when people are nice.
Hey, you know what? Fuck you.
and then the gondola of silence, that was a 2.
Speaking of silence.
Yeah. It was a 2 out of 2.
Closer to a 1 than a 2. Sorry, babe. 4, 5. So that was, okay. 8.5. Sorry, I'm also trying to add it up at the same time.
Now, Adam, did you experience any of this when you were in Italy? These charges?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we went to, when we were in that city of Matera, we didn't realize right when we got there is that it's only been open for tourism since 2002. So that means every restaurant there hasn't been there longer than 20 years, period. And some of the churches there, they put these there's skulls and bones on the outside of the church. And you walk in and it's like a modern art exhibit, and there's a dirt bike with basketballs on it. And it's like, this is art.
This is Italy.
This is Italy.
All right. I think I'm good now. So, Ricky, your first joke. It was...
When the moon hits your eye?
When the moon hits your eye like a...
That was the second one. Oh, no, you made a joke about pinching?
Oh, that was just
riff,
Carly talking about Coco.
So that got you a bonus point.
Pinchy
The
Coco.
Amore money. You needed Amore money.
Yeah, it's hits your eyes like a big pizza pie. That'd be $10.
I like that one. That was a 3. The spaghetti and the $30 spaghetti. That was a 3. And then the Karen tax was a 3. So you got 10 points for that round. 'Cause those were all awesome. And then Bob, the carbonara debt was 4. Charging per view.
I like that show.
3. And then Trevi.
The fountain.
Trevi Fountains. Yes, that was a 2. So that gets
Kind
a
of
2.
built me up for
3. Sorry, I can't read my
almost there. Almost.
2.
Well, if you're going to give me an extra point, you might as well give me 2, right?
2.
Also consider you're an asshole.
That is the stuff you like. He got you there.
Ah, God damn it. 2.5. All right, so 5.5, 9.5. And then, okay, so that's,
Talking about a dark Italian roast, right?
okay.
Huh? Oh.
All right. So then, Adam, you end up with 14. Jeremiah, right? 18 and a half, Ricky with 21, and Bob with 20.
All right.
So Ricky's in the lead heading into round 3.
But
No,
then again-
wait, yes.
I'm not going to say anything can happen,
But
but it could.
it very well
I'm not going to
could.
say it, but
I'd say one of 3 things could happen.
I'm not going to say anything could happen, but I am going to think it.
well, Ricky is in the lead, but we'll see if he keeps it in round 3.
Or anything can happen.
I proposed to my girlfriend at her mom's funeral. It felt like the right time. A man has been shamed for proposing to his girlfriend at her mother's funeral. The 25-year-old explained how his girlfriend's mom didn't approve of him dating her daughter due to their 5-year age gap. Despite this, he dated her for 2 years before deciding to pop the big question surrounded by her grieving family and friends. Sharing on Reddit, he says, I had been planning on proposing.
The perfect
This is the
Redditor
only voice. Like, this is him. It has to be.
Pretend he's a scientist.
No.
Jeremy proposed to Vanessa. Babe,
We've been together for a while.
I've been planning on proposing to her for quite some time now, and I could.
Vanessa was like, proposing your scientist voice.
and I could really never figure out what the right time was. No matter where we went together, the ring I bought was always in my pocket, in hopes that the right moment would just happen. It never did, and I think that was because I knew how her mother felt towards me. It was obvious that her mother didn't approve of me due to our small age gap, and she had never kept her dislike for me a secret. So there was no way in hell that she was gonna approve of us getting married. Looking back at it now, maybe it wasn't. But at the time, I thought it was right and let myself wait until we weren't still in direct presence of her mom's body. So I waited patiently.
I let myself wait.
This starts to get creepy. So I waited patiently until we got to the wake. That was at our house. A couple of nights into the wake, I finally took my girlfriend aside and said my prepared speech that was in my head since the moment I decided I wanted her to be my wife. Then I got down on one knee and asked if she wanted to marry me. Outraged, his grieving girlfriend turned down his proposal, condemning him for his insensitive timing. I looked at her confused, not really processing what was wrong with the moment.
Babe!
If anything,
Why are you mad at me?
Babe!
bros, we can agree. She was out of line, right?
Yeah, you don't ask a girl to marry you on her period.
if anything, this could have been a metaphor of sorts, right? Her mom dies so suddenly, and now I'm here proposing over the prospect of life is too short. You only live once, YOLO, and making the most of it.
Bro.
Hang tight, Air 10.
Ayrton.
Air Bud.
I think we should try to make that work. Air 10. All right, Air 10, everybody.
I guess I could see how I would be the asshole due to the dirt still being fresh. He's an asshole just for saying
Yeah, I just for using the term fresh dirt.
But honestly, I couldn't see a better moment than right then, because we were finally free of her mother's judgment and able to be together without her mom's opinions on the matter. I told my friends about this today, and they called me an insensitive asshole, but I don't think I am completely. I had good intentions when I proposed. And doesn't every girl just want to get married to the love of their life?
Yes.
Yeah. Unless they're on their period.
So I'm pretty sure that guy was British because there was a few things spelled mum, but he just sounded more like a dirtbag to me. than
Like a fresh dirt bag.
Fresh dirt bag.
fresh dirtbag.
You know there's dirtbags in England, too.
Yeah, but they still sound classy is the problem.
Man, no, they don't.
Yeah. I had good intentions when I proposed. And doesn't every girl just want to get married to the love of her life?
But they also call it a dirt rucksack. All right, Rick, go ahead.
4 weddings and a funeral. 4 weddings and a funeral. Not only are those just generally wrong opportunities to propose, but you're always interrupting a priest.
Good point.
That was her saying it to him.
Then why didn't she talk like this?
Yeah.
Like Air 10.
Don't air 10 me. Babe, I admit timing was kind of weird. But I'm so glad you came around and said yes. So let's start planning. Let's pick a date. I'm thinking like the anniversary of your mom's death.
From today.
I'm just gonna kind of pretend to have a conversation where I'm the mother still alive.
Okay.
We'll allow it.
Her name was Dawn. I should just mention
And
that.
she talked like this.
Follow the comments. You can marry her over my dead body. To which he said, bet.
Bet?
What the kids say.
What the kids say.
What the kids say.
For what? Yes? Sure?
Yeah, bet. Like, yeah, I bet.
Lit,
Yeah,
air 10, you know.
Yeah,
cool lingo.
I know what all the kids
Cool
say.
lingo.
Come on, babe. I just asked your mom for her blessing, and she didn't say no.
Look, your mother gave me the specific instruction to propose to you over her dead body. If she said under her dead body, I would have done it when I tried to be a pallbearer.
Tried to be it.
Test.
They would have dropped the coffin because he gets down on one knee.
Hey, babe, babe. Come here.
Lisa! Not paying attention. Well, let's just go with another one of those jokes. Babe.
Babe.
I know you and your mother disagreed. I get emotional. But your mother and I, we never really got along, I admit. But the last time we spoke, she said she wanted me to marry you over her dead body. And that's how many of those?
3. I had one too, but I skipped it.
Go for it.
I did a. Oh no, Adam, you're up.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You're a gentleman.
A scholar.
He turns out it was all a big misunderstanding. See, the mother Dawn said she really wanted him to marry her daughter at the break of dawn, not the wake of dawn.
Oh, because her name was Don.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So many conditions at the break of dawn over my dead body.
What a nag.
You know, there were several other incidents before this where he was just a really bad boyfriend. I guess this one was just the final nail in the coffin.
Yikes.
Really offensive stuff.
Yikes. Oh, it gets more offensive.
Oh, boy.
Too soon.
Can't believe you did that.
Too soon. The dirt's still fresh.
Yeah, now it's ghastly.
Your mother has always disapproved of our 5-year age gap ever since we met when I was 22.
A knowing look to the camera.
Do the math.
A week later, he and his girlfriend attended a wedding, and he just started mourning his dead relatives. This guy's all mixed up.
He doesn't get it.
They realized, the girlfriend realized something was wrong when you got the ring engraved.
I like that one.
Right before they cremated it.
Ew.
Cream made it. Give that one 2 points.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Now, Carly, that's another thing the kids do, like eating ass. So
Bet.
that. Is that it?
It's the kind of love you have to earn.
Yes.
Nice.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Did I do good?
Let the ash settle from the dust.
He said, I just want to spend the rest of my life with you. And she said, I want to spend the rest of my mom's life with you.
I think he posted this on the Reddit page, Am I the Ash Hole?
Good one.
Nice.
Well, bros, that's it for the jokes. So, Judge Vanessa,
Judge Vanessa, babe, like, what do you think? Who aired 10 the most?
Wouldn't it be like Dirt Sixth? Like
Dirt 6.
Are you saying she didn't go to heaven?
Dirt Sixth.
I think that's the cast nickname, the Dirt Six.
Babe, let's bury the hatchet on this one.
All right. So Adam, Mom Bet. That was the 3 points. That was good.
Bet.
Misunderstood, Break of Dawn, Wake of Dawn. That was good too. That was a 3. And then Ring Engraved, right? And then Cremated. That was good. So that was a 4. So then we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 points added for you. And then Jeremiah, your blessing, Nate, not. What was your first joke?
Stop doing it.
It was.
Keep.
Both of you shut up.
Blessing.
Oh, she didn't say no.
Oh no, not Nate. I liked it. It was 3 incidents nailing Kaufman. I feel biased because I wrote that joke.
What? Scandal.
I didn't know she was going to be judging. She had a good idea for a joke. We used it.
When has
and
she
it's going to win the episode.
It's not.
I'm just giving it 111 points.
I wanted to be honest with you guys.
We appreciate it.
So
The disclosure.
that was a 3. And then Spends Mom Life with You. I thought that was really clever. That was a 3 too. So that's 9 points added. 5, 17, 27. Okay. And then Ricky, 4 Weddings and a Funeral Priest. That one. I didn't like that one. But it was, I don't know. It was a 2.
Now, maybe if you got someone else to write it.
But the dead body pallbearer was really hilarious. And you acting it out bumped it up to a 4. And then 5-year age gap. Yeah, that was a 3. That was like
That was a 5.
a somber 3. Like, yeah, inappropriate.
Totes inappropriate.
So you got 9 there. And then Bob, Babe. Oh, Babe. I like that you started with the voice. You did the voice. And then, so that was a 3. Babe, Mom Got Along, Dead Body. That was another 3. And then Weddings. Oh, Morning at the Wedding. That was a 3 too. So that was a solid round. Okay. So, and then Carly got 10 points because you were really funny. I forgot why, but we were giggling a lot.
Thanks a ton, Vanessa.
I think it was that. That was probably the voice that kind of started it all. It like started that whole riff. I'm like, that was hilarious.
Thanks. I don't even know why the judge bothers to give me points though, because I can never get enough to win.
Well, you keep trying, though. That's the point.
It's really
We want
hurtful.
you to feel futile.
It's
keep
more like
trying.
you deserve credit for it too.
Oh, thanks,
like
Vanessa. Yeah, I do deserve the credit.
they're like participation points.
and I am a millennial. So
I want that out there.
yeah, I want that.
Bet. Yeah.
I still don't know what that means.
I don't
I'm a
either.
millennial.
So it's like okay, challenge.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
challenge
like it's
accepted.
on. Like
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say
It doesn't
challenge
also just
accepted?
means anything, really. Like, you just can end a sentence like that. But
It's like aloha.
it's kind of like,
hello,
you know
it's
what I mean?
goodbye.
You know what I mean? Kind of like that. It means a
Yeah.
bunch of different things.
Yeah.
I forgot you guys were old enough to have knee problems.
Well, we are like the
hip.
generation who was like kind of young adults when How I Met Your Mother came out. So challenge accepted is like a.
You're so
vernacular.
lame. You judge.
Are you saying you've never seen
generations
Big
by
Daddy?
who watched How I Met Your Mother?
Everyone watched Big Daddy,
show
How I Met Your
sucks.
Mother,
Sucks.
and Teen Witch.
Listen,
Are you crazy?
And Nerd Show. What's that nerd show called? The Big Bang
Bang.
Theory.
I never
I
saw
hate the
that.
Big Bang.
I never
Yeah,
saw
it's
that.
Also, challenge accepted. It's been around for, I think, longer than How I Met Your
and
Mother.
How I Met Your Mother people, because of Barney Stinson, they would say, challenge accepted.
Listen,
Carly thinks her reference for pop culture is everybody and it defines generations.
Okay, listener, listener.
We all saw Teen
single
Witch.
listener. Scott Greg, let us know if you watch Teen Witch, How I Met Your Mother. And if you like the Adam Sandler movie Big Daddy with Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
this is a direct message to our middle-aged listeners.
Gen X also enjoyed those things, you guys.
Okay.
People watched it; they did not enjoy it.
So, Anyways, that was awesome. And Adam, so points for everybody total is Adam ends with 24 points, Jeremiah with 27.5, Ricky with 30, and Bob with 29.5, which means Ricky wins the round, or the episode. Congratulations.
Can you do an acceptance speech in the Ashhole voice?
The Ashhole?
The Ashhole.
Babe.
Esteemed members of the
Academy.
All right, well,
Just want to take this opportunity to say, Ricardo, will you
Go fuck yourself.
give me the win of today's episode?
only if I can wear your phone like a ring.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, I can. It's so beautiful.
Oh, congratulations. You too.
Congratulations.
Also, was that story fake? I thought it was fake. That
It had to be.
The Am I the Asshole story?
Yeah.
I think that was a fake one.
Maybe.
Oh, did people
So-
post fake ones?
Weird ass narcissists in real life.
So is this turbulent story.
Yeah.
They didn't even go to Italy.
Yeah.
We didn't barf anywhere of the places we said we barfed at.
The Taco Bell was mediocre.
Yes.
This is all based on true stories.
Yes. Yeah.
So some of the
I'm
details.
CGI.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
My hand goes right through them.
Tickles.
Adam, we're going to
Oh,
talk.
my pixels. I have ticklish pixels.
We're going to talk a little bit more to you, our guest. But first, we're going to go to Carla Kastner, see if she has any burning questions.
Oh, yeah. I got a question for you. Bees. Fart bees. Burning question. Okay, so my burning question was...
No, we didn't watch it. Okay.
My burning question was going to be like, do you guys have any interesting proposal stories? But you already told yours, so...
Yeah. They're all gone.
I have one, but it's indecent.
Well, I want to know, obviously, aside from your whiplash experience.
So we got 2 new proposals and 2 proposals on failed relationships here. So
What do you mean?
everybody at this table has proposed to somebody.
I've never proposed to anyone.
Maybe not you, but everybody else.
Do you
So-
want
that
okay.
episode of
Half
Big
of
Bang
them
Theory.
are potentially getting married, then the other half failed at it, and you bringing it up
Doesn't
over
make-
and over again.
You
Very
succeeded.
rude.
Just because they're getting married doesn't mean doesn't mean that you have had to propose to someone and it failed. That's
Carla-
not. That
But I'm
logic
saying
doesn't
that
make
is
any
the
sense.
case.
Yeah. But technically, their proposals didn't
Do you
fail.
want to talk about it?
No, that's literally my point.
You didn't
That
have to bring
I
it up,
don't
though.
wanna
Like,
talk about
I
it,
wasn't-
and you don't have to bring it up.
I
and you
didn't.
And it's
And that's your answer to your burning question.
and Carla, and it's really shitty that Rick had to say all that. because
I
he
wasn't
didn't
gonna.
have to.
I wasn't gonna ask that. So my joke was like, I was gonna ask that, but I obviously wasn't. And then I was transitioning to another burning question, and you were like, "Hey everyone, I want to let you know I had a failed proposal."
Me.
Half the people have that.
Okay. Anyway, I want to know.
So, back to the diarrhea question she originally had planned.
Do you have a
Yeah.
funny diarrhea story?
I was
Prying into our personal lives.
I was gonna ask if you've had any other like unusual experiences at airports or traveling, but I would also like to know if you've had any fun diarrhea experiences.
Fun. Oh, they've all been fun.
Carly, that's your own podcast.
That's why they say cha 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 after.
Yeah, too many to choose, obviously.
Yes.
So,
I have a great one.
oh yeah,
This
please.
happened kind of recently.
Is this is fight or diarrhea?
This is a diarrhea story.
nuts. Okay.
Yeah. I was at work. I was cutting stuff on the table, saw ripping sheets, and
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
ripping sheets.
Ripping sheets.
And
Aaron's hand.
I had that chili and I was
Yeah.
ripping sheets.
So I was, laying pipe, the kind of usual thing. And I coughed once and shit my pants just like that. Just like that. And I sometimes have these bowel movements. And so I have,
We all do.
I have a backup pair of pants and undies in the car. So I literally went to my car, changed, went right back to work, right? And like nothing happened.
Never even turned off the saw.
Off number 2.
Went to a different saw halfway through cutting something, did it again.
So you had-
so I had to go home, and my coworker was like I was like, hey, I have to go home. It's a medical emergency. And he's like, what'd you do? Shit yourself? And I just looked at him and walked out the door.
And then he's like, bro, I smelled it.
Smells like a Delta plane.
Whoever smelt a Delta.
God, what are you, a frequent flyer?
So, but this is like an issue for you, though. It's not
It
like
happens every now and then. Yeah, I'm very lactose intolerant. So
Maybe stop eating dairy though.
I can't help it. Pizza.
You can't help it.
It just ends
I
up
wish
in
I
my
could.
Yeah.
Do you take lactates?
I now do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had to
choice.
survive Italy. Otherwise, it would have,
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a really easy remedy to pooping your pants, and it's
Yeah.
lactates.
It's extra diapers. Yeah.
Extra, not just one. More than
it
one.
never gets to the pants.
Well,
You
yeah.
never pooped them.
I keep my truck is like I've got a tent in there, change of clothes, hat, glasses. I'm like ready for the apocalypse.
You're prepared, man.
And extra pants and extra undies and 2 rolls of toilet paper and 4 gallons of water.
He's a pooper prepper.
I like
Ready.
the idea.
I want a bidet attached to the back of my truck for emergencies.
I like the
And
idea.
also to just celebrate, like, shoot everybody on the street.
I like the idea of like, what if you just like didn't have dairy?
Nope.
No, I'd rather have backup underpants.
His response to that was pizza.
Yeah. That would be my response too.
My mother has gluten intolerance and she moved to Italy. Okay. She decided, the local food is pasta and pizza. Yeah, I'll just take the gluten. I'll just
So
take
I'll
it.
say
It is a cleaner diet, though. The Mediterranean diet is
absolutely.
in general cleaner.
I
So I'm
lost 10
that's
pounds while I was in
probably
Italy.
better for her stomach.
Straight up.
Well,
all
so
in general.
I also have some issues when I eat gluten. I get very bad, very, very bad issues. And I went to Italy on my honeymoon, and they had like more gluten-free options in Italy than I ever found here, which is super
pretty
weird.
good.
They're
Then
really
why
good.
did you shit on the plane?
Yeah. Which,
That was
For the story.
yeah. If you have the Italian family, like I have 90 second cousins. So when you get your zia, your great aunt's cooking, it is gluten everywhere. It's gluten as far as the eye can see. Restaurants are good, but
It's
when
just
you
a
have the
cloud
family,
of flour.
yeah,
Just
it's like
gluten gluttons.
flour. Yeah, gluten gluttons. There you go.
So on our honeymoon, we went to France and Italy, right? And when we got to France, I was like, I had heard from a lot of people, if you have a gluten intolerance, you can actually eat the wheat in France because they do something to it that like it doesn't make it as glutinous.
Yeah, they don't lie to you.
They don't shave it. It's
not as processed.
underarms.
Yeah,
something
it's
like
not as
that.
processed. Whatever. Like I had read a bunch of blogs from people, and that they said they could eat it. So we got there, and I was like gobbling everything up and thinking like I feel great, whatever. And then I slowly start feel like not so great. And I'm saying to my husband like I gotta go back to the hotel room. So I went to bed at like 6 p.m. And this is our first night in Paris. And I spent the entire night throwing up, diarrhea, like horrible. And I was like, man, that really sucks. And then I took a COVID test, and the next day I had COVID.
Thanks a lot.
The gluten gave you COVID?
So, but now I don't know whether I got sick from the food or sick from the COVID. Yeah, I spent 5 days in a hotel room. And,
Ooh la la.
You know what they say, if you find yourself in France and you
feel it in your pants.
might be COVID. We want to thank you, listeners and viewers, for sticking with us through this disgusting display of gross things. Robert, why don't you tell us what they can do to support this disgusting display of gross things?
Toilet paper, we need just tons of it.
What is this, 2020?
Yes, good stuff. COVID, we love being reminded.
Fantastic.
Remember when you couldn't find toilet paper, guys?
Great joke.
Yeah, we are of a certain generation. We all remember.
Everybody was doing COVID,
But
and we loved it. So you can support us by going to Patreon. And for just $3 a month, you get our entire back catalog of episodes, bonus episodes, some more bonus episodes coming soon at some point. What else? If you can't do that, then just anywhere you listen to podcasts, anywhere that you watch, which is primarily YouTube, give us some likes, shares, subscribe, recommend the show to friends, ratings. All that stuff really helps us out. So please do that.
Yeah, and those of you who listen to us on Stitcher, make sure that you're subscribing to us on whatever new app that you're using because Stitcher is no longer there.
And you can't hear us because we're not on Stitcher.
Right, but if you are listening to us in a new thing, I got CastBox now. I know you can listen to us on Spotify and a number of different places. Make sure that you're also subscribing to us on those apps.
But if you're still listening on Stitcher, you're not. So go to another app.
Right.
Yeah.
We are not there, and neither is the app.
And neither are you. But we are on YouTube. That's probably the best place to find us, where you can listen and see us and our VCam.
What? And comment if you've watched Teen Witch or Big Daddy or How I Met Your Mother.
Or if you remember when we all didn't have toilet paper.
No, we all remember that. That was too soon.
Any Teen Witch or How I Met Your Mother stuff, miss us with that shit. You don't need to tell us about it. Adam, is there anything you want to mention?
Not at all.
All right.
All
let's do it.
Bet. I'm Jeremy Martinez.
Bet fam, I'm Ricardo Leon.
This episode's been fire. I'm Bob Timmons.
I'm Carly Kastner, and some people say that I look like Bette Midler. That's true. People do say that.
And I'm Adam Daley.
And I'm Vanessa Flores.
This has been another episode of 1, 2, 3 Jokes.
Yeah, hang 10, everyone.
You said hair 10.
I said hair 10?
Air 10.
Air 10.
That's why you were making fun of here.
Oh, air 10, everyone.
Air 10.